about your policies all the time. So you better rearrange your philosophies. I'm the cast of stone. It's not Jada. The cast of stone. It's not Jada. Angela. I am a baby say, I wanna be president. I want your money from my government. What he don't know, what he won't know, what he can know. Data. So for the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unical Radio International, 103.5 FM.
Good morning, my dear listeners. It is indeed my delight to be right here on 103.5 FM, Unical Radio International. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning, and I hope and I trust your Wednesday is going just fine. Our Malabites, Malabresses, to you, our professors, lecturers, everyone on campus and outside of campus, how you doing this beautiful Wednesday morning? Anyways, we're bringing you very an exclusive special interview session this morning, as part of our Unical at 50, because we're still basking in the euphoria of celebrating this great Sentinel at 50. And this series is actually dedicated to celebrating the incredible individuals who have shaped the history and legacy of our beloved institution. My name is Michelle Idomerset. It's 10:42 on the DOT. Of course, I have a very delectable, a very scholarly person right here in the studio with me. But be rest assured that you will get to meet this person after this very short break. So do not touch that dial. Stay locked onto 103.5 FM.
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unical Radio International, 103.5 FM.
Entertainment extravaganza runs you on Unical Radio International. Entertainment 360.
For the very best in music, information, entertainment, and education. Stay locked onto Unical Radio International, 103.5 FM.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned with us. So today, we are graced with the presence of a distinguished scholar, a literary giant, a man whose eloquence and elegance have captivated generations. Our guest is a beacon in the world of arts, theater, and education, not only in Nigeria, but across the globe. He is a mentor to many, a brilliant academic mind, and an embodiment of intellectual finesse. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is none other than Professor Chris Nwamuo, Emeritus Professor, KSM, F. Suntar, that is Fellows Society of Nigeria Theatre Artist, Doctor of Letters. He is a professor, emeritus professor at administration, veteran university administrator, and long-standing university orator of the University of Calabar. Born on September 5th, 1948 in Umote Ibeku, Umuahia North Local Government Area of Abia State. Professor Nwamuo is last surviving son of Chief Samuel Nwamuo Mmegini and Mother Martha Ugoma Nwamuo. He began his academic journey at Stella Maris College, Port Harcourt, and later earned a BA honors in English from the University of Nigeria in Nsukka in 1973. Sorry about that. His thirst for excellence took him further to Obafemi Awolowo University, to the University of South Carolina. Now, see, that's in the USA, where he earned an MA in theater directing, a doctorate in educational theater, and a postdoctoral specialization in educational media. He also holds a postdoctoral certificate in theater studies from the University of Bristol, UK. Well, this outstanding man with a career that spans over 4 decades, Professor Nwamuo has taught across Nigeria, the United States, Britain, and Ghana, shaping countless lives and institutions. He has served as a Dean of Faculty of Arts, Head of Department of Theatre and Media Studies, Chairman, Unical Ceremonial Committee, member of the University Senate for over 20 years. He has also authored many books, which includes The Prisoner, The Substitute, Essays in Theatre Administration in Nigeria, Theatre Audience Engineering in Nigeria, The Dynamics of International Communication. His artistic vision has influenced both stage and academia, and his works continue to be referenced across literary and performance circles. This great man has also gotten so many accolades, which includes the Ford Foundation Award, Commonwealth Fellowship Award, British Council Scholars Award, Distinguished Achievement Award, Cambridge, UK, University of South Carolina, Outstanding Alumni Award, Award for Excellence in Theatre Practice, Ghana Theatre Festival, African Art Administrator of the Year, International Who is Who of Intellectuals, Cambridge University. Professor Nwamuo is president of the African Society for Arts Administration, chairman of the West African Association for Commonwealth Literature and Language Studies, fellow International Biographical Association, Cambridge, UK, member at International Theatre Institution, UNESCO. Beyond academia, this man is a man of his people, adorned with multiple traditional titles. I have one here that says Nwandioma one of Ibeku, also the Uba one of Calabar. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is also a Knight of Saint Molingo, recognized for his service in character. And in March 2025, Professor Nwamuo was conferred with the title of Emeritus Professor of Arts Administration during the University of Calabar's 50th anniversary celebration. Even in his 70s, Professor Nwamuo continues to lecture, mentor, write, and uplift young scholars and artists with the same energy and passion that has defined his entire career. So today, as we continue to celebrate the university at 50, we celebrate not just a professor, but a pillar, a voice, and a symbol of enduring excellence. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, Malabites, Malabresses, join me as I welcome Professor Chris Nwamuo. It is an honor to have you here in the studio with us this morning. Good morning, Prof, and welcome to the show.
Good morning and thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. I hope you're not going to expect me to do a lecture. We'll be there for only 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, your bio says a lot, and one say, well done, sir, because you have actually, done a lot. Reading through your bio, I couldn't just help but just glittering with hope and also with so much joy. So it is an honor to have you here. So let's get into the conversation. During your early years as a cultural foundation, Professor Nwamuo, you have seen the University of Calabar grown significantly over the years in terms of academic offerings, in terms of infrastructure. Now, I want to know, what were the early days like at the university, particularly in your area of expertise in theater arts?
Well, it's difficult to go down memory lane. But in the early years of the university, especially in my area of specialty, the theater studies, there were two components of the theater studies. One was the arts and curriculum offerings. The second component was a supporting unit, the UCPC, that housed the Saturday play. There was a CUT also, Calabar University Theatre.
Okay.
That and there was a Saturday Playhouse.
The Saturday Playhouse.
Saturday Playhouse. The CUT organized performances regularly.
Okay.
The Saturday Playhouse involved the children of staff of the university who needed to benefit from the Eton College mannerisms and upbringing. The UCPC served as a theater on the wheels because they kept traveling around the country, educating, entertaining, and doing some public relations duties for the university. The department itself had about 7 foreign members of staff then, and about 5 local staff. Everybody worked together to make sure the standards were met. The department had both the bachelor's and the MFA programs. Excuse me. The bachelor's program was standard, even though it was just basic.
Okay.
The MFA program was heavily subscribed because of the staffing and the standard that was equal to the standard of the MFA program in Yale University.
Yeah. Okay.
So the department was doing okay. The department was noted then as the best in the country because of the program and the staffing. The University Arts Theatre had a very big building, very spacious, and our lighting equipment was about the best then. The National Theatre, the University of Ibadan, the University of Ife, and Port Harcourt used to come to rent our equipment to run their shows and organize their performances.
Wow.
Calabar University Theatre was rated, like I said, as number one, and other departments came to us.
Wow. That's quite.
But in terms of infrastructure, it wasn't, to use a Nigerian parlance, it wasn't so much to write about.
Okay.
Because University of Calabar was just a baby, a campus of the University of Nigeria.
Yeah.
So the Vice Chancellor's office, Dean's offices were just, if you like, make room, one room apartments. And the people who were here had the will to work. Pioneering effort is not easy. It has never been.
It has never been.
So people realized that they were pioneers, they were ready to work, the will was there. And like they say, whenever there is a will, there is a way. You're ready to work to build a university for the future, university for tomorrow. So everybody worked despite the shortcomings. That was at the beginning, and we were all involved. Thank God, like I said, we worked very hard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well then, sir. And so that actually took us through the experience of the university, the challenges, and also the growth, you went through during the formative years. Okay, now let us look at building the arts at Unical. You said, at least from what I garnered, you said that, the theater arts right here in the University of Calabar was one, like top notch, in the sense that because of the equipment and people from far were always coming around to, borrow the equipment and all. But a quick one though, before we move forward, was the theater, is it the Chino Achebe theater we have now, or was it located somewhere else on campus?
Yes, it is the Chino Achebe Arts Theater we have now.
Okay.
We had equipment, enough equipment, and we had space.
Okay.
Dexter Lindasi, who was the architect of that building, had a